Hello, James Banasik here, CEO of MetSwift, and I'm here to show you how to use the MetSwift Weather and NatCat risk platform using the latest in weather and climate research to help you, the underwriter, set more accurate premiums. So, we're going to look at how the advanced stats helps you, the underwriter, set more accurate premiums when it comes to severe weather. So, we'll use Dublin as an example. You can see here, this system runs through the Google API and it puts the pin down on the map very specifically to your location. We'll focus on the third week in November here, 24th, 30th, 23rd and 24th. And we can actually set our dates either side of that to give us a little bit of space either side of the weekend in question to look at the weather behavior. So, as mentioned, the pin's gone down and I've got some information here. Now, the standard stats, it shows all of the years of data that we have in our data set, typically 50 to 70. Some weather stations have over 150 years of data, which is fairly impressive. But importantly, what we're looking at here is the advanced stats, how our research from our climatologists and meteorologists, how that helps deselect the data that is potentially harmful when you're trying to assess the risk of cancellation for your event in the future. So we can see here from the screen that we have some numbers. This number, importantly, is the most rain that we've seen in a year that we've suggested is typical of the year that we're looking at particularly. So in this example, we're looking at 2019. And what this does is this selects from our historical data set years that are similar from a climatological perspective. We assess 12 of these sort of global drivers, including things that you may have heard of like the El Nino, the solar cycle, and others that may not be so familiar, such as the Madden-Julian oscillation or the quasi-biennial oscillation. These weather cycles effectively move globally around the world and they change. However, there is a predictability to them and there is a repeatability to them. So our research looks into these weather patterns and looks historically at when these patterns align similarly to what we're expecting in 2019, particularly November. And each month there's a new assessment of these patterns and the information is changed accordingly. So we can see here that the highest rainfall total expected is 23.9. And importantly, we can see here linked to our thresholds, quite low at the moment, but we can increase these thresholds to more typical values where rainfall is perhaps prohibitive to events going ahead or may cause cancellation. I can click this go button, the information is reassessed, recalculated, and I can see typically there's a 1.8% chance that any one of these days between the 20th and the 27th of November this year will see more than 20 mil of rain. So if this is a limit that would make the difference between an event going ahead or not, then that's an important statistic there. We can also see that 15 mil, a slightly more relaxed limit, has a 4.6 chance. So perhaps there's somewhere in between that may be informative in that respect. We can see typically that last year there's been a whole range of reports here. On the 27th, notably, there's 22 mil of rain, but actually on the sort of event day itself, we've seen sort of not a lot of rain at all. In fact, zero rain for the 24th and 23rd, and the days around it, varying amounts of rain. Importantly, this advanced stats, this extra layer of intelligence that we provide the underwriters, allows you to see the difference between all of the years typically versus the years that we're selecting as similar to the time period of interest. So we can see here the difference between 0.9% chance of going above 20 mil here using all of our years, and then as we hone in on the specific years, we can see that increases to 1.8. So obviously when we're looking at setting premiums, it's important to best quantify that risk of going above a particular threshold. there's also the opportunity at any point during the process to select your report. So it basically, you allow, this is your evidence, for use of a better term. You can put that in the file with the other bits of paper, and you can see that here's our example here. So the 1.8% chance of going above 20 mil during that time period from our advanced stats from our insight here at MetSwift.